In this video, I'm going to work with Python and make a TKinter interface that you see here. And I'm reading a JSON file, you can sort of see in the code, and it has a bunch of information about uh, cats, big cats, lions and tigers and such. And there's a drop down or an option menu, and you pick a cat. Let's do a line. I know what a line looks like. There's a line. And then it gives you, from the data, tells you the scientific name and pictures of the cat. And I have the picture of the cat twice. Once because I'm getting the picture from a local file, and another getting it online. So that's why I'm showing you the picture twice. So this is what I want to show you. I have an option menu event. I am triggering an option menu event, and I'm getting images both locally and uh, online. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to show you here. I have a number of libraries. I have the JSON because the information is in a JSON file and I'm parsing it. I have the requests because I am getting it from the internet. So the data file and the image files, I am using request. The interface is a TKinter. I'm working with the files locally. So I have the OS. I have some image. So I'm working with the images. So I have some modules for Image.Tk and image for working with that. And then I have IO also associated with the image to sort of understand those files as they come in. Okay, so here we go. So we have the URL. This is where it's a JSON file with just some basic information about uh, lions and tigers and such. Okay. I'm going to use the requests library. That may need to be installed. So here's just a nice video I watched on it. Uh, to get around some security measures, I use a particular header, and so here's some header information, and you may need to pip install the requests. Here's the header I use. This helps me. You don't want the Python. Sometimes you want the page you're going to think you're another like a regular old web surfer rather than a program. What I'm going to is just a page on my site, just a JSON file. So I have no real parameters, but so I put together the request with the URL, the lack of parameters, and the headers to fake any security issues. And I use the JSON to get the text, the text of the response, and called it cat info. And then this is a JSON. It is a dictionary that has a property that is a list of other dictionaries. So overall, it's a dictionary with one property, and then that one property is a list of sort of, I don't know, smaller dictionaries with like cat information. So cat info, big cats is a list. And then I'm doing a list comprehension here to get just the sort of common names of the cats, cat com. So I'm getting a list of just the common names to use in my dropdown. So we saw I keep calling it a drop down, but they call it an option menu. So that is giving me this list of common names. I'm starting my TKinter interface. It's 400 by 400. Propagate is just sort of constructing things that you do to help construct the TKinter. I sort of keep reusing this sort of same basic thing where I have sort of three. I have a top, a middle, and a bottom sort of regions of the interface. Um, and I went with a dark orange and black sort of to have a tiger theme sort of thing. And so I have this top frame and a middle frame and a bottom frame. So that's just my main areas. And then I start putting things on there. I have a label that just says pick a cat. So there we see it up there, pick a cat. And then I have another label that just says cats. And you're seeing that, that's there. And then what's coming next? Here is my method. I have to define the method so I'm going to the next thing on the interface I'm going to do is put down the option menu, and then the option menu is going to be associated with a function that sort of handles the event of that widget, if you will. And so I have to define that first. But I'm going to jump down and come back. So here are the options. So that list comprehension I made up above. This is my common names of the cats. And I'm going to have a single variable of the chosen cat, which I call cat. And then I set that variable equal to the 0th cat, which was, I don't know, the tiger or something. And here I am putting the option menu onto the page. And here is the command, sort of like the default event. So, if this were a button, it would be a click of the button. This is a option menu, so the sort of main event, I would call it like a change event. I'm changing what's in the dropdown. And then the first one is not a change. And so I'm going to, at the bottom, I'm going to sort of trigger a display cat. I'm going to trigger a change event or the default event of this cat option menu to sort of get my first cat displayed. Okay. Now, so here's my function for displaying a cat, and it has an argument of an event because it's an event handler. I am getting the cat from the drop-down list, so I have that variable cat, and I am getting it. I am going to my list of cats, cat underscore info big cats. That's my list of cats, and I'm finding the cat whose cat common name matches my cat choice. So I'm finding the dictionary for the cat that was chosen, because then when I have that dictionary, I have all the other information I want. So then I am setting up, I'm creating a string cat data, which is the scientific name. So I had a cat psi was a property in my dictionary. And then I'm adding the words scientific data, or actually I should have said scientific name to it, and then configuring some cat data label, which I'll show below. But I am configuring it, setting its text equal to that cat data. And then I'm going to do the pictures. I'm going to do a local picture and then a URL picture. In the data file, I did not have the file extensions. I just had the name of the file, but not the extension of the file. So I had to add that. And also I put all my images here in an images folder. So I'm grabbing my folder and then the file name. Did I? Yes, there it is. In my operating system, in my OS model, I use this directory, real path directory name change directory to make sure that that my program thinks it's in the location of this Python file, so I can refer to files relative to that. So I can just say images, the cat name, and the file extension. And then I'm using this sort of image module. So I'm doing Image.Open, and I have my path. I am resizing it because those were large images and I want to fit them into a little interface. And then I need to do some kind of resampling. There are a variety of these. I chose one that looked good enough for me. And then I use Image.Tk.PhotoImage. So this is sort of a long string of things, image processing things, getting the image, resizing the image, getting it ready to be in a TKinter interface. And then I'm configuring, I'm setting the image. And I sort of do this twice. I looked it up. Um, I have I had a reference before, but now I seem to have lost it. Um, they sort of did this thing twice where they set the image property equal to the image we just created in configure, and then sort of did it outside of configure. Um, and I thought I knew which one worked and which one didn't work, and then it just turned out I was fooling myself. And so I have, what I was copying from had both. I have both. I thought I had figured out which one actually worked, and then it stopped working. So I'm just going to leave both. Now I'm just doing the online version. So again, concatenating this time a URL with the base URL and this changing file name and then adding the file extension. I'm doing a request and getting the image, and then I am doing image open. This time I had an image open before for the local file. Now I'm doing it for this request. And I'm saying the response contents, and I'm sending it through this bytes.io. And then once I have that image from URL, then I'm doing the resize and the sampling and the image TK and setting it. So again, I have my two cats, local and from online. So that is my method that handles the change event. I'm loading up the cat options. Here's my data that displays the information about the cat, and as it says, should get replaced, and it was. Because I had an image, because I'm going to trigger an event for my option menu. So this is just some placeholder that got replaced. The leopard and the lynx are also placeholders for the images that are going to get replaced when I trigger the event. So, but this is just all that code above. Now, the code above was changing the image. This is not only uh, setting up the image of the leopard, but also adding it to the interface. So this adds it to the interface, and then above only changes the image of the interface. So it's not there's a lot of some of the same code, but not all the same code. I only put it on the interface here. Up above, it's already on the interface, and I change it, change the image. Same thing down here for the online. Um, Set up all the image and then load it onto the interface. Here is the triggering. So I have cat, I'm calling display cat. That was my function. Display cat, it needs an event. And I use the cat drop is the option menu. And then I do event generate. So this generates a cat drop menu, a option menu event, and then I can call my function with that event. So this is, I'm calling it triggering, sort of invoking an event. And then here's my main loop that sort of spins around while the sort of an infinite loop that keeps the interface open for me. Okay, that's what I wanted to show you on this one. Some things I've not done before. I have not worked with an event, an option menu event. I've usually just done the standard old button click. Um, I read data from the internet. I've done that before, but I've gotten images from the internet. I've got images locally and from the internet. I had not done that before. Others have, but I haven't. And I have triggered an event because I wanted the information to when I start up to be the tiger, even though I could have just loaded the tiger. I could have avoided the whole issue, but I wanted to be able to sort of trigger the event. Okay, that's what I wanted to show you on this one. Thanks for your attention.